I can't even believe I'm putting this on my lips right now. And look at the gold detailing. It says Leilani Green. Insane. Hi Sephora, it's Leilani Green, and I'm gonna run down my everyday wearable makeup routine. A quick hack that I always start with is I always go over my brows with a translucent powder first, just to make sure there's no oil on the brows. I always go in with a super tiny brow pencil to make sure I can add those faux hair strokes. You can already see the difference. This one looks so much more full. Next, I either go in with a brow gel or a wax. This is the Sephora Collection Fluff and Fix Brow Wax. If you want your brows to look laminated, get this. Now I'm gonna quickly use some concealer and cut around the bottom and the end of the tail of the brow. Now that the brows are done, we are ready for my favorite part, which is the base. We're taking the Hydrate and Glow Primer. Actually, we could just put her straight on the skin. Going in with the Sephora Collection Best Skin Ever Concealer, and I go heavy under the eyes. My technique is going in with a brighter concealer and a deeper foundation, and it sort of just balances everything out. While the concealer is soaking in, I feel like this is a good time to wet the sponge. Although we do need to wet the sponge, you need to dry it out. You'll never catch me without a paper towel wrapped around my beauty sponge. Now that the concealer has sat, I just gently blend her in. Once we're looking a little too bright, that's how you know you're ready for your next step, foundation. I like applying this on the back of my hand and using my fingers to pick it up and apply in the areas needed. And I'm taking my 70 brush to buff that into the skin. And then I lightly take the foundation brush and sweep over the under eyes just to blend that all together. Next, we are going in with a contour before bronzing. A contour is a cooler shade of bronzer, so you're really gonna get those sculpted cheeks. Here's my placement, and I'm going in with the Sephora Collection Contour Stick. I feel like it's not too gray, but it's not too warm. It's just the perfect contour shade. I'm just gonna buff that in without letting her sit at all. You can already tell it's causing that shadow effect that we all need. To brighten up the forehead and chin, just taking a super small dot of concealer. And for this, I'm sizing down on the brush just to make sure it's focused on those areas. Whenever I use this brush in my videos, everyone always asks what it is because it's super unique. It's flat on the back and it's super thick and stubby at the same time, and it just keeps the concealer in the most perfect areas. This is a Sephora 71 brush. Now for my next favorite part, setting the face. I love a good powder puff, so I take this and I will take a pressed powder before using any loose powder. And I'm basically going to preset the areas that I'm going to bake later on. And I'll just lightly dust the rest of the face. And then taking that same one, because it's fine, I'm going in with loose powder and I'm gonna bake those same areas. Fun fact, when I was in school, I didn't know you're actually supposed to dust off the bake, and I went to school the entire day with this just sitting on my face. So we're gonna remember to dust that off in a few moments. While the powder is soaking in, I'm gonna go ahead and bronze up a little bit. This is the Sephora Collection bronzer in the shade Coconut Retreat. And I'm just bronzing right on top of those areas that we sculpted out earlier. And I like to apply my bronzer higher up on my cheekbones just to cause that lifting effect and not do the opposite and have our face droop. I always go on the tip of my nose with the bronzer, and then I will take a smaller, more defined brush and go up the side of the bridge of my nose. Now to take the bake off, I'm gonna go ahead and press that in place before lightly dusting it off. I'm gonna quickly take whatever is left over on my powder puff and cut the sides of my nose so that the contour is sharper. Now that the base is all laid out, we're gonna go in with toppings. I'm gonna go in with some blushes, focusing that on the high points of the cheek. And I love going into the eye just a little bit to tie that whole face in together. And now taking a more shimmery and peachy sort of blush. I'm putting that on the apples of the cheeks. And of course, you have to brush the tip of the nose with it as well. For my everyday look, I typically just go in with the bronzer that I used on my face and put that on the lids. And I love using a highlighter brush for this one because it literally covers the entire lid with one swipe. As you can see, that just completely warmed up my lid without really doing too much at all. Now I'm obsessed with these shifter palettes, and I really love this champagne shimmer. So I am gonna take my finger and pop some on the center of the lid just to add some sort of elegance to the look. I'll also pop some on the tip of my nose just to brighten that a little bit. We are now ready for the lashes. I always go in with the mascara and then the lashes after that. So today we're going in with the Love the Lift mascara. Literally, look at the difference of that one coat on the lashes. And I don't have naturally super long lashes. That's how you know. These are the Lily Lashes X Sephora Collection lashes in Ala Moana. And we can put them on just like this, but I love a half lash, so we're gonna go ahead and cut them in half. And we're just gonna work with the ends. I'm gonna apply the lash glue and just let them sit for like 30 seconds so it's super tacky and does not come off of the eye. It is time to apply and I just hook it on the end and then lay the front down. All right, every single day I debate on if I should do bottom mascara, but today I have a feeling we should. What I love to do is sweep them to the side and just apply a little bit before I do my highlighter every single time. I don't know if I made this up in my head or not, but I feel like it lays on better if you set your face beforehand. I love a good champagne rose goldy colored highlighter. And of course, just popping that on the high points of the face. And yes, the brow bone is a high point of the face. Now for the star of the show, the lips. This is my favorite part of my entire makeup routine. This is a Sephora Collection cream lip stain. I was able to make my own shade of the Sephora Collection cream lip stain. The name of the shade is She's the One, and I just feel like that's the perfect name because I will always reach for this lipstick every single day. Starting off with the Sephora Collection gel lip liner in the shade Molasses. I'm just using this as a barrier so that my lips can stay all day without moving. Now going in with the Sephora Collection Cream Lip Stain X Leilani Green in the shade She's the One. Are you kidding me? Is that not the perfect shade? Now that she's all settled in, you can see the beautiful matte finish, how transfer proof it actually is. We got a clean napkin. None. Insane. You can drink out of a straw, everything, and she's gonna stay put. That was my entire everyday wearable makeup routine. It might be different for you. I don't know if the typical person steps out with a full beat face like this, but I do every single day. Thank you guys so much for getting ready with me on my everyday wearable makeup routine. Thank you so much for watching.